This is one of the old finials for the old curtain rod, which was silver. Everything in this house was like silver and chrome and crystal, and we're changing it up. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. And I picked it up to show Christian, and I just happened to hold it right in the light, and it was like a little disco party. But just look at this. It's looking so good in here. It needs a bit of art, you know, here. I'm watching a YouTube video and she just said, "It's time to peel some tape." And I was like, whoa, okay, me too. So last time I used a little X-Acto knife to cut the paint. This time I'm gonna try my box cutter. This is the problem, is it rips. So I gotta try to lift up a little bit. Straight up, yes. So if I peel sideways, it rips off like this. I don't know if I'll get to all of it today, but at least want to do some. Could chip away at it over the next week. Yep, the box cutter is much nicer to work with because it's skinnier below the blade than this. This immediately gets wide and it's prone to scuffing the wall. But look at this one. Yeah. Straight back, come on, yeah! This was just delivered. What happened here? Oh, it's soggy. I'll have to deal with that. The green ones are somehow okay, but all of these are wet and dirty. Great, okay. Not to mention an earlier shipment we got the other day was missing 3 items. So I'll have to email to ask about those and to see if I can get replacements on these. This one's also coming apart, top and bottom. I thought the Disney box was excessively big, but it was not. So I was a little bit naughty and I placed an order. I've slowed down a lot of my doll purchases in recent years. A part of it is because I no longer live right across the street from the Disney store. They closed down that Disney store and then I moved away too. So we actually have no more Disney stores in Canada. Our only option is to order from disneystore.com and the shipping's pretty expensive. So that has slowed me down. Plus I'm just running out of space for dolls. I'm trying to be more selective and only go for ones where they're really nice, you know, that kind of thing. And I told myself I would only get 17-inch dolls going forward. Well, these are not 17-inch dolls. These are 12-inch dolls. A couple of my friends posted in our group chat some pictures from Disneyland. I was like, what are you doing there without me? Where's my invite? But also, they showed pictures of some dolls and then tagged me, and I was like, oh my god, those are nice. And they're still available on the Disney Store website, but the Disney Store photos, not very nice. That is often the case where their pictures do not do the dolls justice, but just the pictures my friends took, the dolls looked really good. So I got 2 from the most recent set. Okay. No wonder these boxes are so big. I thought these were semicircles. It's a full circle. So, as you can see, Aurora. Now, is she one of my favorite princesses? No. But it's all about the dress. Like, I'm open to any Disney princess if I really like the doll. This box is nuts. How do I do this? Oh, here we go. But oh my gosh, her dress. Just the way it's layered, the embroidery. I'm a sucker for when they do a lot of embroidery on a dress. I've never seen this style of box before. Haha. So the bodice and upper skirt area, that is what absolutely sold me. Plus the pleating down below. It's so gorgeous as a combo. It would have been even better if it was floor length gown, but this is stunning. I couldn't resist. The embroidery and gemstones. It made me think of the older Disney dolls because some of the newer ones just aren't as nice. Like, they kind of cheap out. Release the hair. Shoe check. She almost needs to be displayed outside the box so that we can see this. I have this behind her. Because that's so pretty. Number 816 of 3600. My girl, Belle. Again, this art is gorgeous. What the heck? I need a way to incorporate the box art without saving the whole dang thing. Let's open her up. It's like curtains opening. It's stuck. Ugh, that side opens easier. I like how easy that plastic is to remove. Wow! Now her dress is not as nice in terms of the embroidery kind of details that I like, but I love the shape and I love how it cinches here. I hate that this is plastic. I could tell from the photos this was a chunk of plastic. This is draping weird. I need to free the skirt. It's attached right there. But look at her hair, her makeup. The roses underneath this, that layering is so beautiful. The ribbons. Yeah. I had to do it. Oh, and look at the shoes. They're also heelless, like the kind of hovering heelless. You can see there's a platform and then no heel. Whoa, loaded. 551 of 5,210. Oh, they must have anticipated she would be more popular than Aurora. Now looking at the Auroras, the newer one is just so much nicer. Just look at her compared to this, which just feels cheapier. I like that little hairdo, but regrets, man. Especially now that all the space is filling up. I'm like, should I get rid of some ones that I don't like as much, such as her? Replace with the upgrade? Maybe these just go somewhere else in the house so they're not part of the main doll display, like somewhere in the bedroom, on my dresser or bedside stand or something. I can put her there. Now this is always an option on top of these display cases. She's a little close to the sun though. Yes, my figures are near the sun, but that's fine. I don't care if they fade a little bit over the years. But the dolls, we must protect the dolls. Protect the dolls. So for the 12-inch dolls, the bottom shelf is the worst real estate here. Prime real estate's right there next to the 17-inch dolls. Although if I get more 17s, they're going there. And then I have this cabinet. This is kind of the prime spot for the 12-inch dolls because I can really see them and I walk past it all the time. I see them up close. It's better lit than this one. I do have lights, but I haven't set them up because there's no outlet over here. Oh my God. I just gasped because the doorbell rang. I thought that was the mail pickup. It's not, but I haven't packed today's orders. Oh, I got them done. The manifest is printing right now. Another doorbell ring came through when I was 2 packages in. I was freaking, but it was a different delivery. A lot of deliveries today. So that's 5 orders. There were 2 more that just came in, but it's too late in the day because they have apparel items. So they'll go out Monday. Okay, mail pickups by the door. I've abandoned the tape for now. I gotta deal with these next. Just reach out about the defective items and the missing items. Okay, sweatshirt email is sent off. When you're in an order, there's an option to return items, but there's no way to specify that items were missing from your order. So I had to send an email to like their general support line. Hopefully that works. It turns out also there's only a 72-hour time limit to file claims on stuff about your order. So we gotta make sure we always go through the boxes and make sure everything's there quickly. Don't let it sit for a few days. Now, I'm not going to get back to the tape peeling. That can be my evening activity. I can do that off camera because that's boring. What I'm going to do right now is just, well, actually, I'm going to throw these boxes aside, these Disney doll boxes, pull out some other boxes. We got to take a look at the deliveries. We'll start with the less interesting thing, which is the Vistaprint order. Technically, 2 separate orders. I unboxed this already. These are the replacement prints for Froggy Chaos. I specified in my support message that only 120 of them were damaged. Only. as in like I only need 120 reprinted, but they reprinted the entire thing. So this is all Froggy Chaos, in addition to the other ones I already have. So there's gonna be a lot of that. And then this order, I don't know if, well actually yes, this must be the new order based on the size of the box. But I'm still waiting on replacements for some of my other prints as well. I just took a look at my Vistaprint emails. They said I would receive my replacements no later than April 28th. Today's the 30th. So now I'm wondering if they only reprinted these. That happened the last time I got a reprint. They only sent one of the reprints, but not the rest. So maybe that happened again. I don't know. We'll see what they say. Okay, I did get more of Gazebo Cats because I just felt like I didn't have that many. I regretted not ordering more. These are tiny little chunks. Oh. Forest Cuddles, because I did not restock that with the other restock, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't have that many of them left. Probably should get more. Then looks like the rest of this is business cards. And by business cards, I mean my enamel pin backing cards, which is perfect because the other delivery that came in today, the enamel pins. So for the Froggies, I just did the Froggy pattern as a background with 50% opacity and then a solid color behind it. So this is a pink background for the pink pin, and then the yellow Froggy has a yellow background, and the purple Froggy has a purple background. So 3 versions of that same background. What to open here? What's what? Okay, this one is different, but it's not new. Bunkin', because we're bringing back Bunkin'. The logo's a little hard to read on this one. I figured it would be. I tried to add a little extra something to it, but yeah, that's the yellow one. Like a bunch of mystery boxes over here. I don't know if they're packed all together. I'm trying to grab from random parts of this. Ooh, okay. Luna Pink. It's very similar to the regular Luna Moth backing card, but pink. But it's not quite laid out the same because I didn't have the pattern file for that, like the actual Photoshop file. So I just made a new pattern from scratch. Purple one. Luna. The second I turned off the camera, I found a different one. It is Halloween Cats. Oh, and I definitely thought this was Luna Pink and put it with the Luna Pinks, but it's regular Luna Moth. I think that's everything then, because we have the 3 new Froggies, Bunkin', Halloween Cats, Luna. Oh, look who found a comfy spot. I knew if I didn't put that away, you would find it. I took some fabric out of the drawers to put in my apparel printer inks. But yeah, everything else in here is just more of that. Now onto the enamel pins. This is box 1 of 3. Lunas! Okay, so Luna Moth is a restock and Luna Pink is new. And they're glittery. Woo! And here's Luna Pink, same mold, but pink. And look how the glitter pops on that. Wow. I had to pick up the camera so we could get a better look at these. Look at them together. Aww. So I think I got 300 regular Luna and then 500 pink Luna because that's the new one. So it made sense to get more of it. Box number 2. So this is the paint blob Froggy. It's got blobs of paint on it. Making a mess, being artsy, or maybe an artist did the painting on the frog. I have no idea. Wait a minute, did this one not have screen printing? I think it was supposed to. That one's got it. Shoot, because they sent me pictures of the pins before they shipped it out, and I was like, looks good. So, yeah. Okay. Let me look at my mock-up. Yep, it's supposed to have spots and a highlight. But I approved it to ship. No! That's frustrating. Spots and highlight, no! It's still really cute, too. Like, there's no sense in getting it remade when, one, it's not going to arrive in time, two, this looks perfectly fine. And yes, they are all missing the screen printing by the looks of it. But you know, it is still pretty highly detailed with the paint blob, so it's not like there's just a big open area where it's missing something. And the pictures I received were in bags like this, so it's kind of harder to tell that the screen printing was missing, but I'm still mad at myself for not catching that. Now let me open these. Bat frog. See how cute the spots are? But this one has a plain body, so it helps having that screen printing there. So cute, so evil. Please let Bowfrog have the screen printing. Please, please. It does. Yay. Okay. It's so hard finding the right colors, like picking Pantone colors. I can never get it quite how I want it, but... Oh, interesting. Is this their purple clutches? Yeah, I guess it is. It's like a dark pink. That works, though. There it is. Bowfrog. Yeah, Kiki. It's getting close to your treat time, isn't it? So Pink Frog's lacking a bit of dimension compared to the others. But he's at least got a paint blob on his back. Pumpkin. Where's Halloween Cats? Okay, box number 4 shows it's still on its way and should be here tomorrow. So we can't look at Halloween Cats right now. I mean, I can still show you what it looks like. I still have a pin of it. This is Halloween Cats. It's Kiki and Midna and some florals. And here's Bunkin, a bun in a pumpkin. And the face of the jack-o'-lantern is glitter. Ooh. So these 3 are restocks. These 4 are new. And if I want more contrast, I could swap these. You here. You here. But I kind of like the idea of matchy-matchy. Come in! Now, as much as I would love to continue going through all the product, I need to peel off more tape and clean the floors. We're going to have some family in town tomorrow, although as of right now, there's no plans for them to come here, but I guess it could happen. But also, we are having someone over the following day for sure. So I just want the floors to not be totally disgusting. And give the bathrooms a quick clean. At least the 2 I'm in charge of. Christian's in charge of the top floor, and I'm in charge of the main floor. But I also cleaned the basement bathroom. Now, I have some news, and I can't believe I didn't lead with this at the start of the vlog. It's regarding Diamond Art Club. So Froggy Chaos was up for voting sometime in the past week, but apparently voting's only up for like a day. So some people missed it, but also some people who should have gotten the voting email didn't get it apparently because it goes out to previous customers. Like you have to be an existing customer of Diamond Art Club to get these surveys to vote on new designs. So anyway, Froggy Chaos was up for voting. And thank you guys for letting me know when my stuff's up for voting because I don't have access to the votes either. So I never know what's happening. Because yeah, I submitted 4 pieces of art to Diamond Art Club. And the first one went up and it was selected. Froggy Chaos is officially going to be a diamond painting. I haven't had any new ones come out in years, so that's exciting. And Froggy Chaos is going to be so colorful and cute. I don't know how they'll translate something so detailed into a diamond painting, but they're the professionals. I'll just let them handle that. So, yay, a new one. And it'll take a while to get made. Like, I don't know their production time. They told me at first, when I did my very first ones with them, it was like 6 months or something. Or is it 4 months? I don't know. Expect 4 to 6 months before you see this actually in their store. But it should be out sometime this year. And there's more art that could pop up in those voting rounds. So keep your eyes peeled. And Thank you to all of you who voted for Froggy Chaos. That's the one I wanted to get made the most. It's just so colorful. I also submitted Shady Shamrocks, Forest Cuddles, and Gazebo Cats. Oh, and Squeaky Seamstress. I guess I submitted 5, didn't I? I just checked. Yeah, I did submit all 5 of those. So, maybe more will get made. It's now Monday. An update on the tape peeling. I didn't get it all done that night, but I worked on it more yesterday. I spent actually most of the day on that, and I got it done. The baseboard part was nice and easy, but it was trickier along the cupboards because paint got underneath the tape. So I was trying to scrape paint off of the cupboard trim, which was very slow going because I didn't want to damage it. But I got there eventually, and it's looking pretty freaking good. This area was also a spot where it got paint on the wood, and then over here, this wood trim. So very slow going, but we got there. And there are a couple spots on here where I actually painted brown on the trim. Just because, like, especially high up, I can't really reach very well, and the tape was extra messy up there. So just a bit of paint, and it looks great. And I opened up those gray pails of paint and patched, or like painted over my patches on the staircase. Because I had spackled a few gouges that were quite deep, and I had the paint. Thankfully, the old owners left it underneath the staircase, so I was able to paint over that, and it looks amazing. I used a sponge so that it would match the texture of the wall a bit better, because this was spray painted. So that worked out really well, and I touched up some areas of the ceiling where there was yellow paint on it. Just did a bunch of paint touch-ups as well, and so it's looking so good. I'm so happy. And I think I'm gonna paint this staircase leading downstairs green, but with pink at the end. So kind of a lightish green, lighter than what I've got in the art room right now. And then as you come down, this back wall here, as well as this side, would be pink. And I'd probably just use the same pink as my wall here. But the green I go with, I think I'll go lighter than this one. So now I really want to do that too. And I think I'll paint the ceilings as well to be the same color. So I guess it would be pink up to here, and then this would be green. Or I could just do the whole thing green. I don't know. I just like the idea of there being some pink here because, you know, we've got green here, and then the tops of the shelves at the back are green. We need some pink. And as for the shades of gray, I had 3, and I was like, what? There's not 3 shades of gray in the house. I was correct that the medium tone gray is what is on the walls here. And that's what I used for my patching. And I was ready to get rid of the dark gray because I was like, it's nowhere in the house. Like, why am I hanging on to this paint? And you know what? I was correct. It's nowhere in the house. But I took it outside and held it up to the planter. It matches the planter and might also match the deck upstairs. And honestly, the top side of the deck could use a new paint job soon because it's cracking a little bit, and just to protect the wood, you got to keep it painted. So I'm hanging on to it. Oh, hi. What do you want outside for a little bit? It's not that warm today, but it's sunny. And yes, they do go outside of the catio sometimes, but supervised. And they just stay in this little corner of the yard. Because sometimes they want to explore beyond the catio, and also some days it's a little too chilly to leave the window open for the catio, so just let them out for a little bit. I also tidied up in here. It was mostly boxes of product and the Disney doll boxes, that kind of thing. So I got everything out of its boxes. All boxes collapsed, even all those tiny Vistaprint boxes. They're now in the recycling. So I've got everything laid out. Enamel pins are just here and over here. But it's much less chaotic, and I realized I have most of the product already. We're waiting on the journals, although I don't expect those to be here in time for the shop update, unless it gets pushed back, because I'm also still waiting on the sticky notes. That's been a big delay, and I really want the sticky notes at the time the shop update happens, because it is also supposed to be in the bundles. So, you know, that's kind of a wait and see. Might have to push back the update even further. And then technically also the pens, but those haven't even shipped out yet, and then I would need to, you know, do some DTF transfer tests, and like that's a whole process. So I don't know if we'll have those for this shop update. It might just be something that gets pushed to a later release. And then I'm waiting on the die cut stickers. So that's really just 3 things: sticky notes, die cut stickers, and the journals. I do have a coloring book restock in the works, but I don't expect that to be here in time. So that's kind of separate, but might be part of the shop update if it gets here a little early. So that's exciting. We have a lot of it already. I didn't realize how much was here. Oh, and I guess the zips, which I should order right now. There's pretty decent stock levels for the zips, so I could almost have unlimited inventory and just order more if we need more. Because I do want them pre-made, but I'm scared to make too many. But I could just order more blanks if we need them, and I have the apparel printer now, so I could print more transfers on the fly if we need more. Usually I'm too scared to do this for apparel drops because there's not that much in stock for the apparel item, but these have high stock levels. Okay, zips are ordered, and I'm actually so excited about that I can just order more. It removes the stress of trying to get the right quantities. And it won't be listed as a pre-order. I'll just have like a ton of stock available, and if I need to order more in, I can order them in quite quickly. Woohoo! Okay. Baby in a box, baby in a box. Why is all that on the floor, you might ask? Well, Christian, that's what. This typically sits up here, and so there are bins of apparel sitting up front, and they stick out, and Christian pulled it out to grab something out and then pushed it back in too far. Pushed my thingy onto the ground. Womp womp. Oh, you look so cute. So I'm going to take a look at this right away and just see what can be done. Oh, look at the shattered mirror. That's 7 years bad luck, Christian. And the hinge is all messed up. Oh, the wood's all split. Now, I did get this from a thrift store, so I didn't pay much for it, thankfully, but still a little sad. Oof. Ouchie. This is busted. Okay. Some more dents. It was in really good shape, which was nice, but not anymore. This one got a little beat up. This drawer looks pretty good though. It's in good shape. So this guy can be glued with wood glue. Now for the chips, I could try filling them in with spackle, but just leave them. Spackle's just gonna chip off, and I don't have any wood filler type stuff. But I can just color in the big chips, I guess. I'm gonna put some weight on this and set it aside. Now the hinge is where it's gonna get tricky. Oh, looks like we lost a screw on the other side as well, unless that was already lost. Let's take this screw out so we don't lose that one. Hinge is a bit bent over here too. I think it'll still close just fine. And I'm sure I can find a screw. Oh, it's bent up here too. It seemingly still closes despite that. So I think this corner is our main area of concern. Don't really know how to get the glue in there. Doing my best. It's in the screw hole. I don't know if that's a problem or not. Then I was thinking, can I use this wrench as a clamp? Just need something to support it. Maybe the camera post. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. And I found a small screw that might work for fixing that side. But for now, we let the glue dry. And then the mirror, it's just gonna have to stay broken. Ah! What just made that noise? The tape is wiggling a little bit. What? It was already sitting there. That was a loud pop. What was that? First I thought the wrench fell, but it's still there. Even Kiki's curious. Remember we heard a loud noise over here one time? And I was like, what was that? Same kind of area, but slightly different noise. Yeah, Kiki, what was that? It sounded like something big falling, but... or something popping or bursting. And then the mirror, it's just gonna have to stay broken. Ah! What just made that noise? Ah! What just made that noise? Okay, now something just went over here. What was that? Like a plastic flap fluttering. I joked to Christian when he broke the mirror. I said 7 years bad luck, but I also said, oh my gosh, you freed the spirits that were in the mirror. Everything looks normal. And yes, that light back there is always angled. Both kitties are over here. And that weird fluttering noise, what could have made that? I don't know, but also, why is the blue plate turned? Do you see that? It's like facing out that way. That's not what it's supposed to be like. Although that could have been a gradual shift just from, you know, maneuvering stuff on these shelves. Maybe it just shakes a little bit and it slowly turns. Just odd that I'm noticing it now. Anyway, I need to pack some orders, so let's do that while the glue dries on the jewelry case. Lisa's getting a couple Gallery Cats shirts, one on the blue, whoops, and one on the faded black. Lynn is getting a lavender hoodie with the Luna pink on it, and a Luna Moth sticker sheet, and a set of 10 rad backs. Get over here. Kevin is getting this one, Froggy Palette. I had a request for a Froggy t-shirt for the launch. The reason I'm not doing one is because I did just release Froggy Palette. So that's like the tee for the launch, and that's why the zip is the only new apparel item. Here's Lisa's order. And here's Sandra's order. And Katie's order. And Lisa's order. Okay, here are all the orders. This and this. Thank you. Okay, back to this. I found the missing screw in here, so add that to the pile. But also, there are little shards of glass throughout here, so I'm gonna vacuum this out. And I also taped the mirror so more pieces don't fall out. I found another screw, which makes sense. We're actually missing 2 over here. And I did straighten out this, so I think I will unscrew these to straighten out these guys as well. Meanwhile, Midna's chilling by the window, enjoying the fresh air since the catio is open. This bend is a little more complicated than the last. This side should be easier. Straighten it out there, then straighten it out here. Boom. But this piece is harder because this thing is in my way. Well, it's good enough. It's got a bit of a wave, but it's better than before. Maybe I am still short a screw, because I need 2 for this area and I have 1. Now will this go in, or is there too big of a hole there where the screw came out? Oh, I think it's just spinning. Okay, it actually did catch towards the end there. Yes. Ooh, ooh. Okay, that one just pulled out. Not sure what to do with that other than glue it, but is that gonna hold? You know what I might also try is just get a slightly longer screw. No, that didn't catch at all. Okay, I've got an even bigger screw. Let's see if that works. And I've got a nail, if it comes to that. Is this gonna fit through the metal? The only thing is it will not go any further in than that because of the head of the screw. Let's see. Oh, you know, that's not so bad. This is smoother than it was before. It used to catch all the time. Ha ha ha. The lid's just slightly misaligned because the cracked wood didn't fully pull back together, so the screw hole's a little further back than it was before. I'm gonna hang on to this little screw just in case we ever need it. Do it. I don't know if wood glue will do much to hold the metal, but you know, maybe it'll help a little bit. I'm editing this vlog, and what the hell was that noise? It sounds like a croaky voice. Kind of sounds like it's saying, "That's good. That's good." Or just, I don't know, something like that. It's really short. This jewelry box is freaking me out. Oh my god, it's Katy Perry. It's a little noisy in here because I'm printing DTF transfers. Ha ha. And while that's going, I am gonna do some doodling. I was feeling very inspired by the Aurora doll, and so I had to draw something related to it. And I thought, why not draw a bun in a dress? Because it's been a minute since I've done that. And why not make it a lop-eared bunny? I usually draw them with their ears sticking up, but let's switch it up to kind of emulate Aurora's hair. And instead of it being a brown bunny, like I typically do, make it kind of a tan, cream-colored bunny. I don't know the official term for the coat, but kind of a warm tan color. And so I had to figure out the pose, and I thought, why not kind of a back 3/4 view with the bun looking over its shoulder? That would be super cute, and I could have a big bow in the back to play around with. So the dress is not a direct copy of Aurora's, but heavily based on it. Like, it's got the 2 layers, but instead of the upper layer of the skirt scalloping upwards, it's just a downward typical scallop, but it's got that pleated underlayer as well. Instead of the cape, that's what the big bow is for, so that we can have a big draping something in the back, but not the cape specifically. And then the bodice is different because we're just seeing the bunny from the back. I don't even know what Aurora's looks like from the back underneath the cape. But yeah, so inspired by, but a little different at the same time. I mostly was excited about, one, the color palette of the blue with accents of gold and red, and then also just the accents themselves, all the detail on it, the roses, the filigree stuff. So yes. I just love these moments where I get that inspo from something, either something I watch or something like these Disney dolls. Now, when I drew this in my sketchbook, I skipped a page and left it blank because I figured I could put my light box underneath and then trace the sketch cleanly onto the previous page. The only thing was, I drew her kind of small and I wouldn't have much room to draw in all the dress details, so I ended up scanning the sketch and then printing that off and tracing that. So I really didn't need the the 2-page method, but that is something I will use going forward. If I feel like my sketch is going to be really messy, just skip a page and then do the color on the previous page. Oh, and the bun's body, before I added the dress and everything, it was reminding me, one, Cinema Roll with the ears, two, just a dog in general, but also Isabelle from Animal Crossing because she's got yellowish fur and the floppy ears. And then I was also thinking of the Pokemon Audino, just with the shape of the body, I guess. The ears really aren't that similar. I just had Audino on the mind, I guess. It's in the latest Pokemon card set, which, by the way, I'm also getting hella inspiration from the Pokemon cards again. There's so many cute cards in the recent set, and I feel like so many of the full art cards are just up my alley in terms of art preference, and just, wow, there's so many. So maybe you'll also see some doodles inspired by those. And then there's the Applin card, which straight up just looks like Forest Cuddles, just has the vibes with the value contrast, but also the apples in the trees. Well, I think mine I technically considered to be plums or something, but so much great art in that game. Like, I love Pokemon, but also that game is just a great art collecting game. I love it. Now, not only did I do a different color for the bunny fur, I also shaded it in a bit differently where I left a lot of the cheeks light because I was looking up some tan colored bunnies and a lot of them did have paler fur around the eyes, but then around the whole mouth and cheek area. So I left that a little bit lighter. It's a little bit doe, a deer, a female deer when I look at it, but I think it's a fun, different way of coloring the face. And I did not go in with a bunch of pencil on this one. So like winter buns, for example, I did a bunch of fur texture, very heavy on adding a bunch of lines to it. This is a different look, softer, more just marker. In fact, I didn't end up using pencil at all other than for these outlines initially. To do the final outlines, I used my Copic multiliners, as you'll see later. So, yeah. But that's how this was turning out. I did not finish the full thing that day. So you're going to see part 2 of the speed paint later in the vlog at the end. Here we go. Coloring in blue. It was kind of tricky to find those purpley blues, so I was layering some different colors together to get it a little more similar to Aurora's dress. And not only is it a very particular blue, there's 3 different shades of it on her, so trying to match that with Copic markers, a little tricky. And I ended up making some of the blues darker than the actual Aurora dress, but it still looks so good. Just wait and see, wait and see. Keep watching, stay tuned. Are you huffing and puffing? Are you mad I'm not petting you? I was on a business call and you were meowing. Yeah. It's now Tuesday. This is how far I got on the artwork yesterday. And I'm going to finish her up today. But first I want to get a couple other things done. First order of business. Refill the jewelry box. Because the glue is dry, everything should be good. Let's get it back in place. And put all the stuff back in it. My trinkets! No! My gemstones broke. I mean, some of them were kind of jagged to begin with, so you can't really tell they're broken. This one was kind of like a worry stone, like a little plate kind of shaped one. That one's busted. And then one of my pink ones broke. I think this one. But you can't really tell. It still looks fine. The jars survived. Yeah, a bunch of little crystal shards. I'll have to vacuum that up. Sad. Maybe I can glue it back together. She's back in business. Please don't haunt me. I fixed you to the best of my ability. I actually have a couple empty slots right now based on the way I organized it. I tucked my little paper bits into the ring holder. That worked out quite well, actually. So, yeah. There's all the props. And then drawer number 1. Drawer number 2. Drawer number 3. And drawer number 4. This is not quite props. Like these, I want to display somewhere, either upstairs somewhere or along the staircase, because I want to hang a bunch of art in there, and I could also mount just like a really narrow shelf to put these on. That'd be so cute. They have little stands like that. My goodness. But for now, they're in there. And then in the sides, I just have some vines that light up, which I've actually never used. I keep using other greenery I have, but that's that. As sad as it was that the jewelry box broke, I had a really great time with it. I felt like I was on one of those restoration videos, you know, fixing everything up. And now, let's take a look at some deliveries that came in today. Whoa, looks like some apparel blanks. That says Vistaprint, so that's got to be my other print replacements. And then those two at the back appear to be from Sticker Beaver. It's unboxing season. The unboxings never end. Whee! The replacement prints. Hopefully they're all good. So we have Little Creep and the Royal Kitties. Now, for the Froggy one, they reprinted the entire batch of them. I wonder if they did the same here. Which is nice. For these two, I needed the entire batch reprinted. Little Creep and Beautiful Nightmare, because they were all B grades, except for a few Little Creeps. But for the kitties, I didn't need the whole thing reprinted. I specified my numbers, but I think maybe their system's just designed to do full reprints. I'm not sure. More Royal Kitties. Let's get these out of their plastic right away. I'm not going to quality check right now. I'll save that for when I quality check the rest of the prints that came in. Okay, there's all of it. Little Creep back there, Beautiful Nightmare, and Royal Kitties. Okay, now for Sticker Beaver, my biggest sticker order ever. Alright, I kind of forgot about the new packaging. So they used to just put them in stacks and elasticate them, and now they're in these little baggies. Floral Bouquet made a return, and it's a little bit bigger this time, just because I have been making my stickers a little bit bigger than some of my initial ones. So, same clear vinyl, but bigger. Froggy palette! Okay, so I had to double check that that one was clear vinyl, because the proof said it was clear, but the image did not depict it as clear like the other ones. So I just wanted to take a little look at that. This is quite large, but it kind of had to be because of the details, you know? I put all the stickers in one document and like scaled them to compare them so I could figure out the sizes I wanted. Now we're also doing a restock of Floral Midna. And I made a tweak to this design. I don't know if you can tell. What I did was I changed her stomach white spot to be more like a heart shape, because it kind of is a heart shape. When I first wanted to draw this, I had Christian kind of hold up Midna so I could see her belly, but it was a bit of an awkward pose. But when she's actually rolling on her back, it looks like a heart. So I was like, you know what? Let's update it. Heart-shaped spot. And then the spot up here on her chest is the one I say she got from her mummy, because I also have a white spot on my chest. Ooh, then we have the water cup froggy. It's in the paint water. So I have a couple of those. Then we have the bow frog. Cute. So this one, I edited it to have ends to the ribbons, because in the actual illustration, the ribbons go fully off the page. Ugh, such as that. But I made a version of it where we actually do see the ends of the ribbons, and then it can make for a better sticker. And I use it for the DTF as well. Another one. Oh my god. These ones are going to feel huge because they're kind of more simpler. But again, I put them in the document, got them the size I want. So this one's also quite big because the wingspan is really wide. So I had to make it like a 4-inch sticker or something so that the body would be the size I want. I just love this bat frog so much. He's just so cute. Oh my goodness. And I think I ordered a little bit more of this sticker compared to the others. Just like slightly more, if I remember correctly. Like I think the other ones are 500 each, and then this one was 600. Something like that. Wow, wow. And that's not even all of it. That's box number 1 out of 4. It's like sticker Christmas over here. I ordered 17 different designs in this order. We have Artist Frog, the green version, which is the one I consider to be the main version. There are some orange froggies because this came with my sticker sheet order. So I was like, why not just get some of the orange ones printed? So there's quantity 50 for orange, and then the rest are all green. And you can see the sizing is a little bit different too, because this one was just by default a 3x3 sticker for the promotion that they were doing. And then this is sized to be at least roughly similar to the other Digi Froggies. And speaking of those Digi Froggies, we got more here. We have the Paint Frog, complete with spots and highlight. And then another Digi Frog, the Stacked Froggies. These look so good as stickers. Like, I'm a little more biased towards the Froggy Chaos stuff because that's like a fully traditionally illustrated thing. But for stickers, the Digifrogs win. And that's part of the reason why I do like a simpler version like this, is because it works for more products. Plus, I just want to give you more variety. Like, when I did the witch hat collection, it was just the witch hat on every single product. And I vowed that since then I would not make it so singular, and I try to do a bit more variety for my future drops. So I try to do a couple different designs for each collection. Ooh, and then we have Froggy Chaos itself. So the full illustration as a rectangular sticker. More of that in here. Oh my gosh, I need to get a photo of this once I have it all out of the boxes. More Froggy Chaos. And then a restock of Squeaky Seamstress. And the Floral Kiki. So the Floral Kiki and Floral Midna are also a little bit bigger than the original stickers were. Because again, I'm just trying to make them a little bit bigger. So it's a bit different from the originals, but it's still on clear vinyl. I should have been specifying here. Everything's on white vinyl except these Halloween ones, including the Midna. And this one's also clear vinyl. The rest that we've already opened are all on white vinyl. Okay, so this sticker here is the new freebie sticker. And it looks like this box is filled with all of the same sticker. So I ordered 2,000 of this sticker for the freebie. So it's the marker frog drawing the mustache on the artwork with the pencil there and the little paint track froggy. So that will be included for free in every order. And then there will be the option to purchase additional ones if you want. You know what? Let's actually leave those ones in there just for now. But I'll take them out when I lay out all the stickers. And the final box. We have the Pens in a Cup sticker. There's more of that. Then there's Beau Frog. Then this one is a clear sticker because the cats are white, so I feel like they show up better when you got that clear background. So more of that. And then the highly requested, highly anticipated Pink Lunas. So I did end up going with just the digital version of Pink Luna, not the traditionally colored version. So it's exactly like the prior version of this sticker where it's got the fairy dust. Yeah, back by popular demand. Sticker Beaver was out of this fairy dust sticker for so long, but it's finally back, baby. Yeah, I could finally restock Luna Pink. I did not restock regular Luna stickers. Those are still sold out. And I don't know if I will bring them back, but yeah. Ooh, more of this. Wow. Woohoo! So, that should be everything. I'll have to double check that all the designs are here, but... Ah! They're escaping! Midna found her stickers. Yeah, that's you, Kiki ears are over here. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. What have I gotten myself into? Yeah, Midna. Went a little overboard, didn't I? Like originally, all the Digifrogs were not going to be their own sticker. I was just going to go with 3 of the designs, but I changed my mind. Did the whole thing. Excuse me.
Quality assurance.
She's mad I'm not letting her out. She's been meowing at the door. I'm really sweaty. Let's go out together. Feels nice. I threw this on while I was outside. This is the blank that was supposed to be for the Froggy Zip. So it's the Independent Trading Co. And it's got the French terry inside, so it's not that fluffy fleece. It's like that texture, but it's still very soft. But it's more of a lightweight zip, which I thought would be more seasonally appropriate. But they've discontinued it. I snagged one just for myself, but they were out of size large, so I got extra large, and it is extra large. Let me tell you. Whoa, it's like a dress on me. But I was like, you know what, just keep it by the door and I can throw it on when needed. And now for part 2 of the speed paint. Continuing on with coloring the dress, this color underneath a little more purple than the others, but I did layer it with a blue color as well to make it more of a bluey purple, a little on the periwinkle side, and adding in the pleats as well. Now for this, I decided to keep the shading a little simpler. So the shadows are not super dark, and also there's not other colors in the shadows. Like the highlights of the blue, I did add a little bit of the tan color, but other than that, I kept the coloring pretty basic and low contrast, which I actually like, especially with the bunny fur. It's got a little bit of a storybook vibe, but I knew I wanted the focus to be on just the dress itself and especially all the detail work, and just felt like that's what this illustration needed. And you can see my blues getting darker and darker, so it is darker than the actual Aurora doll dress, but I just felt like that's what would work well for this. So we've got like the super dark navy trim, but then also the bow is quite dark as well. But for the ear bows, I didn't want them as dark as the big bow, so I went with the same colors as the bodice of her dress for that. Oh, and I just realized I lied earlier when I said there's no pencil on this at all. Her cheeks. I did add in some pink on her cheeks at the very end. Then when coloring her mouth, I realized I never really gave her a tongue, so last minute I tried to add that in color, and then I started inking, which, like I said earlier, Copic multiliner. I thought I was gonna do pencil outlines, but I decided last minute I didn't want to, and I was looking at my Copic multiliners in my Copic case, and I could see that I had brown, I could see that I had blue,
And I thought that's perfect for this illustration. So brown multi-liner on all the fur areas and then my blue multi-liner everywhere else. But because I don't like my outlines to be as harsh as I used to do, I did some broken lines. So some areas are not outlined or there's just little dots, which is not something I typically would do in the past. I was very much about solid outlines and thickening certain areas in the past. But I've moved away from the multi-liners a lot for my art and try to go for more of a subtle outline. And then it was time for the dress details. So I did those with my, what are they called? My paint pens, the acrylic markers, whatever. The Art X brand ones. I like the really fine tip on those because I do also have Posca and I do have some fine tip Posca, but honestly I like the Art X ones a lot better. So I roughly followed the design of Aurora's dress, but that's too much detail to put onto this. So I was simplifying it a bit, changing it up here and there, but getting the general essence of it, you know, where we got the 2 layers of roses and then all the filigree stuff around it. So I started with the blue and then went on top with the gold gel pen, which, by the way, was showing up exceptionally well. Oh, I think this might have come from a subscriber mystery box, but I'm not 100% sure because I did also at one point have a big thing of gel pens and I might have kept the gold, or this was just from subscriber mystery box. I don't know, but it works really well. So the brand is Y and C, like the letter Y and the letter C with an ampersand in the middle. Y and C Gel Extreme 0.7 millimeter. And it showed up really well, which is surprising because this is a really old gel pen. I thought for sure it would be dried up, but nope, it's hanging in there after all these years. So use that to do lots of gold detailing. The ribbon is supposed to be like her cape, so I added the rose and the little swirlies on that. And then for the bodice, I added some stuff along the side, even though that isn't on the Aurora doll. Sorry, my phone's going off. I just added that because we don't see the front of her bodice where there is some detailing. So that is the bunny. I hope you enjoy, and that is the end of this vlog. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. I just love how colorful this collection is. It's making me so happy. The rounded corners look good. I could technically round all my sticker corners. I have a corner rounder right here. You can round a whole stack of stuff at a time. So now I'm looking at this like, should I